So, the reason that I wanted to take off the nose for the drawers is because, I apologize, the tail, is because I want to take the nose, this bottom round, and I want to use the fat content that comes on it. Now, when you're making biltong, you want a good amount of fat. And that fat right there is going to translate to a lot of flavor. The fat in this process is going to be really good because it's going to dry out really easily. It's not cased in anything, and the oxygen is going to pull all of the moisture out. Doesn't allow bacteria to form, doesn't allow any contaminants, and by hanging it, drying it, makes it really good. So we're going to cut just about 1/4-inch slices. We'll take the nose straight off. This will go into good sausage. See all that fat right there? That's flavor. That's going to be really nice. So we can expect that just about 3 to 4 inches into here. We're going to take that and make some really fine cuts. Those cuts we're going to hang. You want to make sure you keep all that fat on there. Because if you don't have that fat, you're going to lose all of the flavor, and it's going to make it a really tough, really dry jerky. And you don't want dry jerky when you're making biltong. Biltong is a snacking jerky. It's not like a cowboy jerky, which you have to keep for a long, long time. So we're going to keep going on that. We're going to try to make just about 4 to 6 kilograms of biltong. Well, now we're in American measurements. Let's go ahead and switch that over. Oh, no, we don't want pounds. We don't want milliliters. We don't want fluid ounces. We want kilograms. So we're going to take this, place it on. We have about 299 kilograms. We want just about 3 to 4 grams. We make these 1/4-inch slices. About a half. Keep going. Alright, when we get to the point where we don't feel we can actually get good slices out of this, right when we get to about the seam where the bone felt was, and where we actually had to pull off all of the sciatic nerve, we're going to switch to the next bottom round, which I still haven't processed any of that silver stuff, so we got to do that too. .21 kilograms. I think we need a bigger knife. What do you think? There we go. A little better, huh? So right when we get to about 2 kilograms, we're going to switch back over to the other bottom round. Should be just about to that point. if not a little bit over. And that's alright. We're going to use the rest for Biltong anyways. Nice, good, thick slices. It's going to make it really good, really juicy. We kept the seam inside of it, which is nice. Alright, we're looking at 1.895. Let's get one more slice. Let's switch back over. Beautiful. 2.23 kilograms. Okay. Put this back on our high boy over here. Let's come back over. Let's take this nose off. So, as you can see, the processor, when they pulled this off the beef, the processing plant, they ended up scoring it. So, we're going to do a little trick. This little trick, I'm going to have to use a smaller knife. Go over here and grab my Torgnox. We are going to sand it up on end, hold it up with no pressure. We are just going to score it straight down. There you go. Now you have nothing to worry about. A solid, straight piece of meat. We can put this into sausage. All the rest of our sausage. Put that off the side to be washed. Take this. Pull that silver skin off. We don't want that on our biltong. You want to make sure you get it as close as you can. Right to the edge. Oh, there you go. Throw it off the side. Now, take this over and cut that nose off. Remember how we did that before? And do it again. Just about 2 to 2.5 inches back. Take that, put that off for sausage. And start cutting again. Going to about 4 kilograms of good biltong meat. Remember, we have to cure this for about 3 days. It's going to take a while. We're going to get this. We're going to use a nice sherry. We're going to use a nice malt vinegar. We're going to make sure that it's really good. We can't take any of the fat off. If we take that fat off, it's going to get really dry. A little thicker than I'd like, so let's pull them back a little bit, make it a little thinner. There we are. About 2 more slices, maybe 3. Should do it. Getting there. Alright, 2 more good slices. How's that sound? Just for the customer, you go over a little bit. It's alright. Just make sure that you always live in your mark. Beautiful. Just over. Better over than under. If this were another kind of video, that would be a beautiful bottom round roast. All right. As you saw earlier, we are going to take care of the biltong that we cut. Gotta move on now. There we go. Sealed that up. Got it. To a good dryness. I'm gonna lay this all out flat. Nice, good fat cap. That's gonna give a lot of good flavor. We were talking about that earlier. Just have to make sure we line it all up good. We are going to use some good sea salt. We're going to use cracked coriander. We're going to use black pepper. And we're going to get a good coating over the top end of this. Might add a little white pepper if we feel necessary. Now, I'm going to, after we get all this coated nicely, I'm going to flip it over. We're going to do the same thing. Now this right here is a half batch of what we're going to do for the biltong. Once we get that flipped over, we're going to put it into your common Ziploc bag. Not a paid promotion. We're then going to add 1 cup of white vinegar, 1 cup of malt vinegar, brown, and then we're going to add a heaping tablespoon of brown sugar. We're going to soak it in the bag, and we're going to leave it there resting in irregular intervals, flipping it back and forth for the next just about 24 hours. After we do that, we should be able to have it ready to dry. Now, as you can see, we have that all seasoned. We're going to get this ready to pack up. I'm going to throw it into the bag and add our marinade, our brine, and we're going to let that sit. We're going to have 2 of these packages. I don't know about you, but I love coriander. Cilantro seed is amazing. Alright, now that we have all of this in its brine, we're going to make sure that we leave it in the walk-in so it can stay cool. We want to make sure that it absorbs as well as we can. And every couple hours or so, we're going to come back through. We're going to flip her over. Go ahead and clean up our bags so we don't have any stickiness left around. Always want to make sure, stay clean. Always make sure you have no contaminants. And along with no contaminants, make sure that you remove as much air out of the bags as possible. Remember, air breeds bacteria. Bacteria can't live without air. Lots of bacteria. There are some bacteria that can. Why we go back to always make sure you're clean. Always make sure that everything's set up properly and everything stays within the food safety temperature limits. We'll be coming back to this just about 24 hours when we're going to hang it. Get it all dried out. Alright, just about 24 hours later, and our biltong is ready. Been flipping it over, really in irregular intervals, and I think that it's soaked just long enough. We're going to go ahead and get it strung up. Alright, go ahead and pour that out. Get it up there. You got this. Keep going. I know. Good thing it's in the pitcher. Alright. Now that we've got both bags drained, we're going to open it up. We're going to take a dry paper towel and we're going to absorb a little bit of the outside moisture just to make sure we have all that off so it can dry properly. We're going to take about 3 to 4 days on this just to make sure it's good and dried. Probably about 2 days to 3 days. In my opinion, it's a little thinner than typical biltong. We're going to take this out and we are going to string it together. We're going to hang it from the rails in the walk-in, and we'll be back with you. All right, Bubba. Now, as you did with those 2 previous slices, you're going to pull it out. We're going to stick it, just about an inch down. There you go, that's about an inch. There you go, pull it out the back side. Lay it down, pull it through, right? Keep pulling it through. Alright, you grab another piece, give it a try. Just about an inch down. Perfect. You don't want to go too high up because then the weight of the meat
will make it fall down?
That's right. It'll rip straight through. But we don't want it too far down because then the top piece will fold over, right?
Yeah, and it will dry like that.
That's right. All right. So we got all these pieces to do now. They're all dry and ready to go, as you can see.
Take out.
Beautiful. All right, we're going to get back with you in the cooler.
So this is the meat I strung. The what's it called?
The biltong. How much meat do you think is there? How many slices do you think? Without counting them, just like a quick guess.
I don't know, 100?
100?
No, like...
I think maybe like 30 or 40, right? Where are you now?
32.
32, including the ones that are buried underneath? I think there's a lot of biltong there. All right. So, dude, you did a great job. We're going to string it up in the walk-in now. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. See you in the walk-in. So, the string broke. Didn't work. But
I found
my son, my boy, amazing genius of a boy, had an idea with paper clips. Let's go ahead and let's see what we can do with this. Make little C-clamps, and you hang it.
Yeah.
One by one, all the way down. Hopefully that'll actually stretch out the muscle, and it'll make it a little more tender. Paperclip IQ 200. Yeah, so his idea.
2 layers here. 1, 2. And then on here we got 3, but just 1 is the 3rd one.
Yeah.
And
So, this is the build.
we got
He took paper clips, had the idea to bend them over to make little hooks.
it's gonna fall right there.
No, it's not.
What?
It's just fine. It's pulled through 2 pieces on every side, and you have air slots between all of it. Every single piece of meat is able to air out properly.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, high five. You are a genius. Okay, let's come back to it when we get it all dried out. How many days is that, dude?
3?
Maybe 4.
4. Okay.
3, maybe 4. Alright. Okay. We are day 2 on the biltong. And that is looking like it's setting up very, very well. Let's go ahead and give it a quick feel. Yes, very well. And that coriander is sticking very nicely. I like that. Go over to the second rope here. There's that 3rd piece that my boy was talking about. That biltong is looking great. Just absolutely wonderful. I think we may have about one more day on this. One more day. And it should be good. Let's go ahead and give it another day and we'll give it a check and see where it is. Do a little bit of a humidity test and see what we can do. Day 3 on the Biltong, and we are looking at a beautiful, beautiful piece of meat. All of this, it's retained all of its seasoning. And it's cured very, very well. It's firm. And it's looking amazing. There's that third piece again. So as you can see, it's folded over a little bit. Some of these pieces have actually stretched out to the point they have pulled themselves apart. Oh. This is going to be a good rip when you actually get it into your mouth. Pull it apart. Got a little bit of crackle. Good firmness. And we're about to bag this up. This right here is day 3, I believe, on the Biltong. We're gonna get it good and packaged, get it weighed up, and see exactly how much we have.